Right. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom call. It's Monday, the 2nd of November, 2015. My name is James Sons, and it's my great pleasure to be your host this evening. We're going to be doing a half-hour program, half-hour Zoom, and our big focus this evening is on the booster. So, I've been involved with the company now for 27 years. We've had numerous product introductions over the years, and every single one has always gone brilliantly well, and every single one has also fueled massive growth in our business. So tonight is really all about understanding how we can use the booster. May not perhaps understand it at the moment, may not be quite sure what it is, but we've got a fantastic expert, nutritionist Sue Worrell, National Marketing Director, who's going to be taking us through that. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to move into a period of recognition. So we're going to recognize some people who achieved great things last month. And if you'd like to be recognized for achieving a particular position, I'd ask you just to message me in the chat box you'll see down the bottom of your screen, and we'll do our very best to include you. So if you can send me a message, I will know you're there. I'll know who you are, and I will be able to include you. Great. Okay. Well, look, our phenomenal success continues. Often we're out, in our own parts of the country, perhaps sometimes feeling a bit disconnected with what is going on. But last month was another huge record. October was a record month for new customers, up 21% over September. 21%. With new franchise partners up 4% and sales up 18% versus a year ago. I mean, is this a business exploding or is it not? This is a business that is just going through all limits. And, you may be thinking, well, I wish my business was experiencing that sort of growth. Well, congratulations if you're on the call, because by being here, you're going to learn. And I was just talking to Gordon Wilkie today, down in Portugal. And, he said to me, James, this is all about cracking the code. Cracking the code. It's rather like opening a safe. If you can just get the right combination, then the world is your oyster in terms of what will happen for you. So well done. You're on the call tonight. You're here to listen. Now, it's very, very exciting that when we were recently in Brighton, it was announced that there are going to be a number of new products that are coming to us next year. There's going to be an Omega product, which is coming to us, which is going to be called Juice Plus Essentials. So that is absolutely massive. We're also going to have a special drink, which is going to be all about helping to keep the mind alert and, be amazing for people, if we've been out the night before, want to concentrate a little bit, or if we have something we really need to concentrate on. This is the sort of thing that is really, really cutting edge stuff. And again, all plant-based, which is completely reinforcing our position as the world's #1 plant-based nutrition company. That's what we are. And the goal, as we know, is to go to a turnover of 1 billion a year. And we're halfway there in Europe, and we expect to achieve that by 2020. So what an unbelievably exciting scenario that we're in. And remember that, for every amount of growth in turnover, 40% is being paid out to distributors. 40%. So, we're in for a staggering ride, and, it's very, very exciting. So it's given me enormous pleasure, first of all, to introduce to you Sue Worrell, nutritionist. And she's a national marketing director in her own right. She's been absolutely instrumental in the growth of the business in Wales. Sue, are you there? And if you could just unmute yourself, Sue.
Sorry, I forgot you muted me.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Great. Look, a very warm welcome. Now, Sue, I know from words off, you've been very enthusiastic about the booster. And you had some very interesting things to say when we spoke about it shortly after it was announced. And we would love to hear your perspective, particularly from the standpoint of, your profession as a nutritionist. So just tell us, if you could, Sue, just a little bit about it, and in a sense, a sort of general overview first, and then perhaps we could go a little bit more into the detail.
Okay, sure. First of all, I'm never madly enthusiastic right at the very beginning. The thought of it and the thought of a new product is always a great news. And I was really excited in Brighton over the overall news of the company as a whole, moving towards health rather than just weight loss. But the booster does really have its place on the market. And there are so many NAF products, shall I say. I'm not going to go in slug off somebody else's products, but there are a lot of bad products on the market, not exactly poison and not exactly good for us either. And I think Juice Plus's products are so good because they all work with the body and they help the body do what it's meant to do. We're not meant to be overweight, and we help the body do all the cascades and the processes it has to do to stay healthy. So this is a product that does work with the body. I've researched it as much as I possibly can. I'm still waiting for a little bit more information, but I'm now extremely happy with it. I've been involved in weight loss one way or another, whether it's for children on weight gain with chronic diseases, and then some with weight loss, like muscular dystrophy and some heart complaints, and then with adults, and then further on in my practicing years with sports people. So I've been involved quite a lot with the process of fat storing, fat loss, and lean body mass. And the main elements of fat loss and lean body mass, etc., are mostly metabolism. And this obesity comes from sedentary lifestyles. So that goes against the body's natural metabolism and makes us metabolize slower. Satiation, because we've, as a whole, the Western world has got used to overeating. How many couples put their meals out and then women have the same size plate as the men? I mean, like this, I come across this over and over. And we eat too much. We don't need the amount of overeating. So satiation is another problem and another key element. Cravings, the manufacturers have spent millions and millions of pounds on making products that make us addicted to them. The 50-50 ratio of fat and sugar makes us addicted. They know it has. They've spent millions on producing things like Krispy Kreme donuts, which have got 50-50. And when they did it with mice and rats, they almost killed each other to get to the funnel that was producing this emulsion that they produced. Essential fats, we need essential fats. We don't have good fats, we're not going to burn off bad fats. And the last one is nutrition. So those are the main elements and the key elements in why we store fat and why we don't burn it. The other one is the toxins we hold, but this is all keyed into that anyway. So looking at the product, if I can go through what the product is now, first of all, let me tell you what it isn't. Because there are a lot of these on the market. There are a lot of things that doctors prescribe sometimes where it really ups your metabolism. It sends your heart into a very elevated rate. It sends all your organs into elevated action. And that's the dangerous stuff that it should be monitored and is monitored if it's given to you by the GP, etc. And that's, in my opinion, not the right way to try and burn off fat or lose weight. The other one is these fat magnets and sugar magnets, as they're called. And they sort of adhere, the cells in them adhere to the fats in our bodies, or the lipids we're digesting. And the same with the sugars. It sort of helps block the absorption of sugars into our cells. And that just captures everything. We're into these fat magnets, we're losing our good fats. And that's trying to trick the body. And long term, I don't think that ever works. Because when you do that to the body, all the body does is try to get better and try to get past it. So long term, as soon as you stop all these, just like if you don't get rid of the toxins you're holding in your fat cells, which is where they're metabolized and broken down, we put the weight back on. And this is why we see continual yo-yo dieting and continuous losing weight, putting it back on, losing weight, putting it back on. Along with never changing our habits and cutting down on food, but not really looking at the calories we're eating and whether they're nutritious calories or just empty calories. So I think this product has addressed this in a really brilliant way. The more I look at it, the more I like it. So if you look at the three main parts of the product, the first one is glucomannan. And glucomannan, does anyone see the program on Horizon? I think it was called, it was one of the Trust Me, I'm a Doctor type series. And they looked at konjac noodles. And this is what glucomannan is. It's the stuff they make the konjac noodles from. And they are pure fiber. There is no calories in them. We don't digest them. These go through our gut. And we need more fiber. And most of the food we eat these days is short of fiber. And this is fiber that comes from the elephant or the giant yam root. And it's grown just like rows of rice plants, etc., and in water, in sort of paddy fields, very wet ground. And they dig up this root, and then they use it. They grind it up and use it. And this is pure fiber, and it actually absorbs 60 to 100% of its own weight. We need more fiber. It cleans the gut, and it makes us feel full in a natural sort of way. Just like if you eat fibrous fruit and veg, like if you eat root vegetables, makes you much fuller than if you eat a pile of spinach. So that's not a bad thing at all. It's a really good thing. And it's really great to add more fiber to our diet, as long as we drink enough water. All the Juice Plus products, we need to rehydrate them, all of them. But that's the glucomannan, and it's a great product. And it's used a lot in other countries like China and Japan, where the health is much better than ours. The second one is green tea caffeine. There's been tons of research in this over the years. There's a research this on the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which talks about the effects of it upping the metabolism. It says that in the space of 24 hours, it increases metabolism rate by 4%, but not in a highly elevated way, not like the caffeine in coffee does, which is processed in a different way. And it's made to make enhancing the actual coffee blends. And I get the shakes after coffee, and I don't get it after green tea caffeine. It's a more natural plant-based caffeine. So that's what it ups our metabolism a bit and elevates it and gets our body woken up a bit. But the other great elements of that is that these are polyphenols, and these are really good for us. They're antioxidants, they are anti-inflammatories, and they're anti-carcinogenic. So there's some great properties there. We need all of those, and all of the Juice Plus products, all of the Juice Plus capsule studies show that we've got lots of studies to show lowering the body's inflammatory load, mega important to disease and how long we live, etc. Antioxidants, we know they play a huge part. We know they only play one part now. We thought they were the be all and end all, but now we know they're only one part of all the amazing things in fruits and vegetables. And also anti-carcinogenic. There's plants like apricot kernels, which contain cyanide, and they're grown in places like the Himalayas, and there are no stomach cancers there where these people chew these. We know that plants have anti-carcinogenic properties, and this is contained in green tea caffeine, and it's the best quality. So that's the second part of the product. And the third one is the one that I wanted more information on, but I'm pretty sure the information comes through. It will be as I think, and that is from a complete sustainable source. Everything Juice Plus does is from a sustainable source so far, so I can't see that they will get this palm oil from a non-sustainable source, because that's the only little query on it. But this is a very sophisticated oil combination that is derived. It's a herbal derivative. It's been used in Chinese medicine and Indian medicine for a long, long time, and it's been used for many, many years as well. And there's a study by the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition which proves very, very conclusively that this helps satiation. So far we've upped our metabolism with the green tea caffeine. We've got fiber in our gut, which makes us feel full in a really natural way, but it also cleans our gut. So there's another element there. We're only as healthy as our gut's health and how much of the nutrition we eat we can absorb. So two important things so far. And now we've got this combination of oat and palm oil, which is, it helps you also resist treats. Just like if you eat grapefruit at the beginning of the day, it helps you resist sugar. And all these manufacturers that have made all these donuts and Pringles and foods like this that contain things that cut down our production of leptin, we need something to combat that. talking about leptin. Leptin is a hormone made in fat cells, and we need fat in our fat cells because this is where our hormones are made. And leptin is a very, very important hormone in the fat loss and the weight management stakes, because that's the satiation hormone, and that's what's released to tell you, I've had enough, you don't need any more. So these three elements come together brilliantly. And if they're used in the right way, I'm sure they will make a difference. I haven't got any studies yet. I'm waiting for mine to arrive, and I will be doing some of my own little studies with my own people. But the fourth element that's not in there is the obvious one, and that's what we get from Juice Plus capsules, and that's the nutrition. So these should only be used with Juice Plus nutrition, I feel. Very important that anyone having these is not just given them with their normal everyday diet. So they're sold just as a quick fix, help you diet, because there's no learning going on. Goodness knows what nutrition they're having. The only way to do it that we know we're keeping people safe, and we know we're giving people the best possible chance and the best possible health regime, is to give it to them with either fruit and veg at least, or best of all, fruit, veg and berries. So they've got all the elements combined. They're up in the metabolism, they're dealing with satiation, cleaning their guts, they've got all these lovely elements of antioxidants, anti-carcinogens and anti-inflammatories, and they've got the nutrition from the capsules as well.
Fantastic, Sue. Thank you very much indeed. Now, just very quickly, if I could just ask you, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, how can I introduce this? What would I say to someone? And obviously time is marching on and we haven't got a great deal of extra time now, but how can you imagine yourself introducing this to someone, and who specifically would you introduce the booster to?
Well, anyone who has a lot of weight to lose. You can use it with sports people who are very good about their regime, and if they're working with a nutritionist who understands what they're doing, very good for that. Or people who want to use them for a short time, and most 3 times a day and some twice a day, just to help them if they're trying to get over cravings and overeating habits.
We've just had a question, Sue, from David. How does this differ from Complete? I mean, when we talk about the booster, obviously...
It's not a meal. Booster's not a meal. It's just an add into the meal.
And when would you take it?
It just does all these extra elements. Sorry?
When do you take it?
You take it probably just between meals, a while after your meal, because it works hours in advance before your next meal.
And once a day? Twice a day?
You can take it up to 3 times a day, depending on how much weight you've got to lose, how big a person you are, and how much you're eating.
And what's the intention? That it fills you up a little bit so you don't feel inclined to eat so much at your mealtime?
It does all these things we've said. It fills you up a bit, but it cleans your gut as well. It gives you some anti-inflammatory, etc., added into your diet. And it stops you craving treats. It stops you craving this 50-50 sugar regime thing.
And what are we talking about in terms of pricing, Sue? What's the pricing for it?
The price is £19.50 a month, and that's 90 sachets. I haven't worked out what that is.
And over 4 months?
Yes.
Over
yes,
4
that's
months.
over 4 months.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
But I would always sell it. I would always sell it alongside an order for Premium Plus or Fruit and Veg.
Perfect. Okay, well, that's a wonderful introduction, and thank you very, very much indeed. And obviously, I think some of us are going to have more questions now, but we can't go into it too much. But I think we're all thinking, wow, this is really, really interesting, and we're all thinking we know people who would really need this. So thank you, Sue, very much indeed. Okay, Gordon just asked me a question though. Sue, just very quickly, would someone not overweight actually use the booster?
No.
No, unless you were perhaps maybe training to get really super lean.
Yeah, but then it's about weight again, isn't it? If you haven't got excess fat to lose, you don't need it.
Okay.
And if you've just got a couple of pounds, you can do it without them.
Okay. Perfect. All right, good. All right, everyone. Well, let's move on from the booster, but thank you, Sue, very, very much indeed. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to move into a little bit of recognition of people from last month, and it's always fascinating to know how people have achieved various different things. So we've got a very exciting number of people on the call tonight. So Stewie in Liverpool, are you there? Stewie, could you unmute yourself, Stewie? Stewie, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Stewie.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
I'm good, James. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. I think we saw you in Wales, in Cardiff. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, that was the for me and Robbie. That was office
okay.
there.
So tell us, Stu, a little bit about your background very quickly. And you've just gone DD. So how did that work out for you?
So basically, like me and James Knight had a mutual friend. So that's how I got involved in it. I'm a sports therapist. So I work like a lot of clients and try and encourage healthy living. And then when James introduced me to this franchise, that's like, it's simple. It's a raw whole fruit and veg encapsulated. The science behind it, so all the research is there. So for me, it was like it's a no-brainer. So when I'm working with clients and trying to introduce healthy living, obviously nutrition is a huge aspect as well. And I really want to research more vegetables. It's just, and for the fact that I can make, a residual income from it at the same time. And like all my plans now, which I've had, one of the biggest issues has been like, how to achieve it. Like juice plus come along, I can incorporate into my business. I can, especially now you just had a promotion. So that gives you a bit of a boost to thinking, I can do this. And then great help from Jace as well, who giving us loads of tips and advice. So for me, I'm just like, this is perfect. So like, I'm just very thankful for James for introducing me to it as well.
Brilliant, Stewie. Thank you. That was absolutely perfect. Thank you. Brilliant. So let's now go. Let's now go to Chloe. Chloe, are you there? Chloe, could you just unmute yourself, Chloe? Hello, Chloe. Are you there?
Hiya.
Hey, Chloe.
Hiya.
Yes, welcome. You've just gone direct distributor. Congratulations.
Yes,
Tell us
I believe
a little
so.
bit about how that worked out for you. I think you're just on audio. We can't see you on video at the moment, but if you just keep speaking, you'll probably come to the front. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you went direct distributor.
Okay, well, I think for starters, I did it before I joined actually Juice Plus. I decided to try the product first. I really believed in it, and then started talking to friends and family about it and at work. So I'm in a sales role already, but in recruitment, and I've just been sort of speaking to different people and clients, and it's kind of led on from there really. Everybody's interested in what I'm doing, so I just keep sharing my story. I think is the biggest thing for me.
Great. And so what is your story very quickly? What have you found with the product?
For me, it's an easy product to use. I was already eating really healthy. I'm celiac and vegan. So for me, it was quite easy, but I was struggling to lose weight mainly, and I only wanted to lose probably about 1 stone. So I have been using the product to replace meals to kind of give me that boost, and also using it as a protein after the gym shake as well, instead of using the old protein products that I used to use. It used to actually hurt my body and make me feel really ill from them.
Good.
So that's probably my story in a nutshell.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much indeed. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you. So let's just move on to Ryan. Ryan, are you there? Ryan, are you there online? Ryan
B it is. I don't know whether
Ryan B. Are you there? Ryan, sounds like you're there. Hello. Ryan? Okay, Ryan. I think he's missed his spot. Maybe we'll come back to him at some future point. Maybe not. Not this week. All right. So let's just move on now. James. James Knight. So we're going to introduce your new sales coordinator, who has just done an amazing job, Dan. Would you just like to introduce Dan? He's going to tell us how he's done it. Tremendous success story. How did you meet Dan? How did that unfold?
Well, I used to work with him in the fitness industry about 10 years ago, and he was just some young Cockney geezer who was like the #1 salesman in the whole of the British Fitness First franchises, and we were both. I was manager of the health sector, and he was manager of the sales, and we just hit it off really well. We just, it was just great. And then all of a sudden, he just disappeared. I think the rumor was he got sacked, but I'm not saying anything. But I saw him for about 8-9 years, and but I followed him on Facebook, and it turns out that he was. He set up his own ice cream franchise out in Dubai, very successful. And then I watched when he came back. I thought, right, I'll have him. So I dropped the hook in and sort of got speaking with him. And it straight away he liked the concept. And he's actually got a personal training qualification background, and he's very into his health and fitness. So I knew he'd understand the nutritional side of it. But I also knew that he had a skill, he had a people skill. And a very, very driven sort of guy. So I contacted him about just short of 4 months ago, and well, we've literally spoken every day, and he's done everything above and beyond what I've taught him, and he's just gone absolutely hammer and tong at it. Every event, he's been on every Zoom calls, he's done his own, he's gone out there and connected with successful distributors all across the country and the world, and he's just been brilliant, and literally I don't have to do anything.
Brilliant, James. Well, that's a great thing, and well done for taking the step, and well done for following him up. But Dan, let's talk to the man himself. Dan, are you there?
Hey James, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, great, fantastic to have you on. And do you know, we just love to hear your story. I mean, from word go, you've been a ball of energy. You've been so focused. You've been so teachable. But tell us, it's a great success, sales coordinator, you're building tremendous momentum, you're leading from the front. But in the early stages, it was a bit slow for you. I do remember hearing that, you were struggling to sign people up a little bit, that suddenly you got it, didn't you? Suddenly you got the engine started cranking up and you really started moving. So tell us how it's all happened.
Yeah, well, thanks, James. And thank you also to Nighty for bringing me into the business and introducing.
Don't tell people my nickname. Jesus.
Introducing this opportunity for me, and I just couldn't believe that James was a success. I knew him back in the day, and I couldn't believe it. I see pictures of him on stages in Vegas and places like that. Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I also need to thank yourself, James, and the likes of Gordon and Sue, and everybody in my upline who has helped me. I'm a kind of guy who jumps into the deep end and then learns how to swim after that, and that's what I did really. And in my first 3 weeks, I retailed my way to senior direct distributor. I fell in love with the Transfer program when James introduced me to the T30 program, and I used the the cleansing slide, the cleansing versus why cleansing is better than dieting, every time I speak to someone about the capsules. And it's not a complicated slide. It's actually got what you need to say on the slide, and I reiterate that to the person as the million dollar secret. And that helps me to sell platinum packages, and I'm building my business on platinum packages, which is capsules and the complete shake. And I encourage people to have real food all day, every day, but just introduce those two into the plan. And then as I was learning the business, and what I mean by learning the business, I was learning from all the successful people in the ocean. So I asked around who's doing well in this thing, and started following them on Facebook, and also starting to attend their events as well. I think I drove all the way down to the south of the country to go and listen to Jeffrey Montague Smith, because I heard that he was fantastic on the product. I got myself about here, there and everywhere. And I also learned from the MLM stars that are outside of the Juice Plus world. So Eric Worrell, GoPro. If you haven't got a copy of that book, then get one quickly and read it. I think Eric says the skills in network marketing are very simple, but you need to learn them. And I also listen to Big Al as well, Al Schreider, the 13 words to introduce either the product or the business. And I practice those on a day-to-day basis. And I reach out to everybody all day, every day. And I never miss an opportunity. And just to share this with you, on the last day of the month, James, Gordon and I were all hammering it to get me to sales coordinator. And I introduced the opportunity to someone at 20 to 4. And I sold a platinum package before 4 o'clock, and that went towards my sales coordinator promotion. But if I hadn't have introduced it to her, then I wouldn't have got it. You know, so I'm not scared of. I detach myself from all outcomes, and then I started to build a team, and I've got a lot of my team on the call tonight, which is fantastic. And we're called Team Wild Ones. We like to play hard and work hard. We're building a team philosophy already amongst the group, which is all about helping each other out, being there for each other, never being the weakest link, and all these kind of fantastic things. And then I just try and lead these guys from the front, teach them the mistakes that I've made in the last 3 months, and then hopefully we're going to be hitting some promotions amongst the group this month. And we've got a couple of trainings coming up this month, and I mean, we hit up, 3 or 4 of us hit up Brighton, and Brighton changed my journey forever. I'll always look back at Brighton because it was the day I decided to use my Facebook wall as my main source of advertising for my business. Prior to Brighton, I was a little bit nervous about what my friends would think of me and what they would say about me. But now, forgive my French, but I don't give a shit. And I post every day on my Facebook wall, mainly about the business opportunity. I never mention Juice Plus. Sometimes I have pictures with Juice Plus in it, but I don't mention the words Juice Plus. And I talk about entrepreneurship and mentoring people and helping people get their plan B and turning it into a plan A and those types of things. And yeah, that's about it, mate. And tomorrow I've decided to go back to basics myself. I'm redoing my list. So I'm writing out a new list. I've just done a vision board. I've made it very colourful, and I'm going to be posting my vision board tomorrow. I'm meeting up with a team to start doing some training, and I'm also going to get back onto the T30 program myself tomorrow, because I've had about 4 weeks off of the dairy-free, wheat-free lifestyle, and I'm going to get back on it tomorrow. So yeah, that's about it really, mate.
Fantastic, Dan. Fantastic. I mean, I just can't add anything else. I mean, an absolutely superb testimonial. I mean, everything you're saying just shows you're going to go right to the top. So very, very impressive. And thank you for sharing that. And we look forward to hearing a lot more from you in terms of your success, and also most particularly your team success. So thank you very much indeed. Okay, well done, everyone. I'm sorry we didn't have a chance to have everyone on tonight for the stories, but it's always very, very inspiring, and we're going to seek to make that more and more of a feature of the calls because it's just so important. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up now because we know time is marching on. We're a little bit over 9 o'clock now, but anyway, we're going to wrap it up very quickly. But James Knight, are you there? I'd just like you, James, if you could just talk to us about some of the upcoming events you've got coming up. You said you've got one this month and one next month.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want everyone to know that we're going to try and run a Zoom call on Thursday again, but for all new joiners. So anybody that's on here that's new to the Juice Plus business or completely sort of don't really know what you're doing, that's fine. I'm personally going to run one. There's 25 places for product presentation and a business presentation, so you can know how the business model works as well and how the products that we've got works. So I'm going to run that on Thursday. That's a Zoom call. I'll send the pin out so everyone can send it.
Perfect.
Sue Worrell and I have had a real deep discussion. We want to run 2 events. One this month that people can go to. We're going to run 2 big wellness events, i.e. nothing about the business, is all about the nutrition and the healthy lifestyle, which we wanted to try and go back more to because this is what it's all about. So we've got one this month, which Sue's going to tell you the date, and she's got the confirmed date. Really excited. December, we have got Dr. Nigel Eccles coming down to Cardiff as well in December, which we're really fortunate to have. Sue, have you got those dates there?
Yep. Thursday the 19th of November. We got an event in Cardiff. Hopefully it's the Maldron Hotel. I'm getting it confirmed tomorrow. Same hotel on the 3rd of December for Nigel Eccles. I'm getting that confirmed tomorrow. So big coup. Nigel coming on a Thursday night on the 3rd of December, and then the 19th of November before that, both Thursday nights. So, yeah, great. Oh, no, sorry, the 3rd of December is a Wednesday.
Okay, guys, so basically these two events are really important because these are great events to bring people to bring the awareness of what Juice Plus does to our health, and listening to the stories of people that have just gained great health from using it. So don't worry, we're not going to talk about the business at these events. We will always have a chat about it afterwards, after we go for a team catch up afterwards. But this is what we want to do, is really drive the awareness of nutrition and how and the positive effects it has, going back to what we used to be more like. And with Dr. Nigel Eccles, I mean, guys, this is one of the leading researchers in the specialist in his field, heart history consultant. I know some of this might not excite a lot of you, but I tell you what, guys, if you can bring people to this event, it will change everything for them. Their skepticism will just completely go. He's the doctor's doctor, and we're very lucky to have him. So there's two events. Put them in your diary. If you can make it, please. If you can't, try and get people there. But we've got to try and work together to promote both events. All right?
Well done, James.
It's up tomorrow, James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Also, we're working on 2 Christmas parties. Let's get to the fun stuff, because we all know how much I like to have a party. So basically, we got one in London for Team Wild Ones, which is Dan's going to organise. And I'm looking to try and organise a crazy one for Cardiff as well, which all feedback, or every one of you can have your input in as well for those ones as well. We'll get the dates to you about that soon.
Okay,
all right.
Well, no doubt we'll have those next week, next Monday. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so other events, just very quickly, and remember, events is absolutely it. Everything is about events. You remember Dan was talking about Brighton as a turning point. If you talk to all the real big stars in our business, they will say it's the events which are the turning points. So November the 12th in London, we have a fantastic event at Down to Earth Cafe in Kensington High Street. I mean, it's a superb event. We've drawn together a lot of the really, really strong leaders in London. So that's November the 12th, Thursday, 7:30, Down to Earth Cafe. Very good for all your people in London. Please make sure that you use these events. I'm going to be there. I can look after anyone if you send them along. So that will be absolutely fantastic. Okay, then we've got Bolton on the 13th and 14th of November. Now, I've got to tell you, Bolton will be your way. If you can get to that event, I mean, it is unbelievable. 1,000 people on Saturday morning there will be for the doctor talk. I mean, it's unreal. When you're there, you think, oh, the energy is phenomenal. So there's that on the 13th and 14th, big party. Then we go into the new year, and we've got Dublin on the Saturday, the 9th of January. I mean, think, well, why go to Dublin? Well, because you're just going to get so much energy there. I'm pretty sure Jeff Roberti is going. James, you're going to be speaking. James Knight is probably going to be speaking. It's going to be fantastic. But again, it brings a huge sense of possibility and excitement for people. And people just step over the line. They get the understanding, and suddenly they get the belief. Then we've got Reading on the 15th and 16th of January, and then we've got Birmingham on the 26th and 27th of February. And I believe that not last week, I think not last week, the week before, 1,000 tickets were sold in one day for Birmingham. So, Birmingham is close, is approaching sellout, and I think it will be guaranteed to sell out before Christmas. So don't just sit back and think, oh, well, I'll get my ticket sometime. Get them straight away. Get them now, because then at least you've got them, and then you don't have all the drama of not being able to get them nearer the time. All right, so I'm just going to finish up now, and I'm going to turn over to Gordon, who's now in Portugal with his dear wife, Michelle. We started the call by talking about the new products, and we started, about excitement about where we're going. I mean, the whole thing is just unbelievable in terms of what our company is becoming. It's becoming everything that we ever dreamed it would be. And Gordon, you're going to a very important meeting next Monday or next week. So can you just tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening there? And obviously you're going to be updating us. So can you just tell us, Gordon, what's going to be happening?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, James, and welcome everybody. Great numbers on the call tonight. The meeting next Monday is to do with the top. It's a summit meeting about the top 25 earners in the UK, and just to kind of show the longevity of our business. And James talked about and Dan talked about the kind of, the packages with the Juice Plus capsules and the complete. We built our business effectively on repeat business. And, even now, 24 years later, our business is still in the top 25, kind of UK businesses. And that is a testament to every single person on this call. And have bought into it. And it really is a fantastic achievement. But to cut to the chase, what they're doing with this summit is basically sharing some of the information about where the company's going. We talked about some of the new products. We now need to put some dates and times and details on there. We've also talked about new countries. There's so many countries being bandied about that they're going to put dates and times and details on there. And that's all going to come together next Monday, which is very exciting. I'm coming back from Portugal just especially for that, although I'm actually talking in Bolton as well on the Friday for the training day. And again, as you said, James, that's where you're going to really be looking to build your business at these big events. So Monday's going to be exciting. It's going to be very interesting to hear what they're going to be rolling out, the company. And, I was across in Germany the weekend before last, and it was very interesting to hear from the president of the company, who's still there, 73 years old. He's still got every faculty about him, and he's still creating a vision for us all to actually follow. And it's very exciting just to see where the company's going. So watch the space, and we'll know more about it next week.
Fantastic, great. Okay, well, look, thank you everyone very much indeed for coming on the call tonight. I have found it absolutely fascinating, massively inspiring. Just remembering back to some of the things that have been said this evening. Obviously, Sue, wonderful presentation about the booster. I think we can all, hand on heart, be so excited about that. And really, let's all start investigating and in a sense, really going for it with the booster. Just listening to the testimonials tonight, amazing testimonials. What great people that we have coming up into our business. Just Dan, what he was saying in terms of following all the most successful people, jumping into the deep end, all these things are absolutely critical. But we know we're with a company that's been in business for 45 years. It's a company absolutely on track. We're going worldwide. We're going to become absolutely massive. 1 billion turnover, the goal by 2020. I mean, we are in for a hell of a ride. So thank you everyone very, very much for joining us. We're so pleased that you're with us. We're so excited about where we're going. And together we're going to make a big, big thing happen. So thank you everyone. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll see you very soon. Good night.
Bye, James.